Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're going to show you what I pack when I go to Africa. And it also depends on what trip you're going on, how many days you're going, what species, what country you're going to be in because of the climate and the weather. But this is a really good generic way of packing for Africa. It gives you a good base map and a good idea of what I pack, what to try to pack, and kind of what to expect. For right here, what I'm doing is I was supposed to be in Africa right now. For the month of June. I was supposed to be there for like 22 days with hunter sub hunt winners, but I bought a gym here in Evanston and it kind of took some time away from me and couldn't do this trip. So what I'm doing is I'm going to show you literally what I was going to take on this trip. The only thing I won't be able to show you is this trip was supposed to be a rifle and archery hunt, two different places. What I won't be able to show you is an arrow case that I take with me. Our hunter sub hunt winner, Brendan Painter, I let him borrow mine so he didn't have to go buy one. So he has my arrow case. It's about, yay long, fits arrows in it perfect, and I put it right here in this bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and show you guys everything I take and how I pack it for a trip to Africa. This particular trip was going to be South Africa, like I said, for like 22 days, bouncing around between two different spots. So let's get started and let's show you what I pack. Alright, so first off what we're going to do is going to show you what I pack in the rifle bow case. This is a bow case, and the rifle I actually have in there is a little 6 Creedmoor, so it fit perfect. It's a little different when you're taking a longer rifle. We can go through, we'll do another video just for that as well. But this case works awesome, and it is filled to the gills. So, let's open it up and I'll show you kind of how I'd already have it packed in here. This one's pretty packed away, perfect as it is. Inside there. Alright, so first off, we got the bow in here. This is an older RX3 that I have, as you just seen in a previous, well, the video's not going to be live yet. Hold on, I just barely filmed a video that you're going to see next week about a new bow that I bought to take to Africa, so stay tuned for that. This will be the backup bow, or it is for sale. So we'll take this layer of foam out of here. And what we'll do here is we'll go through this. First off, I actually have a scope in here that I am taking from Michael to South Africa. So, get that back in here. Alright, what I got here, cool thing about Africa, even in some of the most remote bush camps, is laundry is done almost every day. It's either every day or every other day. So the need to take your whole closet is non-existent. So what I did is I packed 3 pairs of hunting socks. That's it, 3 pairs of hunting socks. In here as well, I got 2 pairs of lounging socks. I take some shorter socks. Sometimes you just wear sandals, Crocs, whatever. I just take 2 pairs of comfy lounging socks. So we'll take those out and set them here for right now. Next up, the empty magazine and the bolt is both out of the rifle separately in here. I got a few shirts and bags here from Michael as well. Alright, next up, I have 3 pairs of boxers that I take with me. That's, like I said, laundry's done every day, every other day. Next up is a rain jacket. Right here I have just a lightweight Cootie rain jacket. Solid color. I'm a huge solid color fan. I wear solids here in the United States for almost every hunt. So I use this solid color rain jacket right here. Put that back in there. Next up I have a solid color guides jacket. In the months of June and July, a lot of times in Africa, that is their winter time. That is their winter time, not a lot of times. But a lot of times it can be cold because it's due to their winter time. They're on the opposite system than us here in the United States. So in the mornings, sometimes you might need a jacket, and I just want to have this guide jacket in case I do need it. We'll just go here next. Next, I have a pair of the solid attack pants here. Like I said, I'm a real big lover of the solid colors, and especially for Africa, you can get these browns, the greens, and the tans, and the grays, and they'll fit in just about anywhere you go in Africa, depending on what country you go to, what your species you're hunting, and what the terrain will be like. Next up, here's the 6 Creedmoor right here. Fits in here perfect. Fits in here great. I had just a pair of boxers sitting here kind of covering up. Next up, what I have in here is a pair of my Courtney hunting boots. These boots go everywhere in Africa with me. And a pair of gaiters also stuffed inside each one, a single gaiter in each one. These are my favorite boots ever for hunting in Africa. They're made in Africa, and they just have the authentic Africa feel to them when you're hunting. and they're great for tracking. They're not super tall boots, they're not super hot. I just love these boots. I'm going to actually try to wear a pair of them this year in the United States as well. Got those in here. Finally, in the rifle case here, I have a pair of Crocs. I take a pair of Crocs everywhere I go with me, no matter what hunt it is. They're great for a lot of multiple reasons. First off, get back to camp, take your boots off, want to let your feet air out from a long day of tracking. Put these bad boys on, let them air out. Second off, like in parts of Asia, Europe, they really call these shower shoes, like these and flip-flops. They really want you to bring those just because it's just kind of a thing. And sometimes you gotta stay in places where you don't know. I'm like a germaphobe, so I always like to wear these. Africa, it's just awesome. You don't need these to shower in. But I use these in Australia also to go recover a water buffalo in some nasty water. Instead of ruining my boots, I put these on. So they work for multiple reasons, and I highly recommend you take a pair of Crocs on every hunt that you go on. Another side note, this is my personal opinion and my personal thoughts on this, is what I do is I do not lock my rifle, archery case, or any of my camera gear up with TSA locks. This is a personal preference of mine. I don't trust them, so what I do is I put combination locks on them. This one has a lot of spots, so I probably fill some up with about 4 locks on it, because that way they don't have to spend the time to cut them off or come get me to take them off, and not just anybody can get their hands on my stuff that I have in these. So I don't recommend using TSA locks. I've actually had a case that had built-in TSA locks on it, that it showed up with no locks on it, and the locks were actually taken out. Like, they undid it, opened the case, took the locks out, because that's how you do it. And so I don't trust that. So from now on, everything gets a combo lock on it, and they can come get me if they really need me. So that's what's in the gun case here. Gun archery case. Next up here, we're going to talk about binos. There's a lot of different ways to do this. I always carry a pretty large size Pelican case with a bunch of camera gear in it, just because most of you guys don't carry the amount of stuff I take. You can either keep this in that case. You're allowed one personal item in a carry-on. You can put these in a carry-on. Or I just had a buddy literally that's on the trip right now. He wore his bino harness all the way over there. Saved room. He just walked right through with it. And so there's multiple ways to do it. In Africa, I really don't use a harness. I put a single strap back on and just have a single strap. It's just kind of more of the right way for me, because you're tracking quick up and down. You're not trying to fumble through the case. It's just easy access, drop it down, and keep going. You're not sitting for long periods of time glassing. So I don't use a bino harness, but that's one way of traveling with one. Put that here. Next up, what I always take and have with me is this little case right here. It is full of all sorts of first aid kit, medicine, band-aids, toenail clippers. I got stuff for stomach pains. I got any sort of imaginable pill that you can need in a third world country in here. Stuff for bad stomachs. I got stuff for high altitude sickness. Like, this goes to every country with me. I have lotion, Neosporin, Benadryl. This thing's fully loaded with what I think I could need. And there's still plenty of other things that I could need. But this is just the bare necessities of like kind of, it's not really first aid kits, but don't got a whole lot of like supplies like gauze in it. But this is kind of got everything you need as far as medication wise. Next up here, do this for you guys. Next up, this is kind of something Next up, so this is what I travel in. So I'll put my medication kit inside this duffel bag. This duffel bag's been to a few different places. Really good to use. You can use anything, but I just put like my medication kit in here. Another thing is, guys, when you're flying, a lot of times, all the time, for me, all the time, everywhere I go, I don't, I put all my ammo in this separate lock case. Right here, ammo in here, got some lens lights in here, throw a few other knickknacks in here, whatever you can fit in this. But this is always locked up and in this bag or a separate separate checked baggage. I never fly with ammo in there. Some airlines don't allow it. There's other rules in other countries, so I always make sure it's separate. There's no questions asked. It's always in here. Next up, just kind of some of the gear I take. You know, I already had a guy jacket in, but I kind of put the sweater up here because I was going to take the sweater. Just kind of a nice camp sweater. I wouldn't hunt with this. I would just have it to where I get back, take a shower at camp, throw this on in the evenings, or even in the early morning if we're not going hunting, if we're just kind of taking a rest day or whatever. Or even going just to breakfast. This is just something I'd take with me. More than likely, I'd actually take this with me as in my carry-on or wear on the plane, you know, just because it frees up room. So we'll kind of put this over here for that reason. Here's another kind of sweater deal. It's in a solid color here. This one that I would use in the mornings as well for hunting wise. This would kind of be something that I would use over using the guide jacket, and if it was really cold, I'd throw the guide jacket on. So this is a sweater that I'd take with me. So I'll put that in here. That can stay in here. And another thing is, we're going to show you kind of what I do here, but what I do is I always take 3 pairs of pants. As you've seen, one was in the gun case, one will be in here, and I always wear a pair of my hunting pants. Just a solid color like attack pants. I wear them. They're super comfy. I always wear a pair of pants just because if all my baggage gets lost and I get to Africa or anywhere else, especially Africa because they always have guns in camp or whatever, I always kind of pretty much have a full set of hunting clothes on me because I wear the solids, I wear t-shirts, like I always have all that figured out. If I get to Africa, my bags haven't arrived, we can still go to camp. I can rent a rifle, borrow a rifle, wash my clothes, and be ready to go hunting and not miss any days in the field, because it does happen flying with these airlines. They always seem to lose something, leave something somewhere. So just be prepared like that, folks. Next up, what I have here is I have just like a long sleeve shirt. I wear a lot of long sleeve shirts, like light long sleeve shirts. I'm really fair skinned and try to protect my skin as much as possible in the sun, so I'll take a few of those. Another kind of a lighter shirt here. This one's super breathable. Wore this one a ton in Zambia, so I'll take this one. Again, like I said, just a solid colors guy. These browns, greens, they fit in really well in Africa. Anywhere, really. Here's the second pair of pants. Green solids as well. This is the second pair that I'll be taking in a check bag. So here's this one. Here's another shirt as well. Get that in here for you guys. Alright guys, sorry my SD card got full. Anyways, going back to this. A lot of places you go in Africa, if you have to get on a charter flight, somewhere your lockbox has to stay behind, it's always good, and they always recommend bringing a soft gun case. So this is what this is, a soft gun case. Just folds up nice and simple and easy. And it just goes right here. What I do is just fold it up, put it in here, and I'm good to go. That is essentially my go-to setup for packing for Africa, just clothing-wise, and pretty much just clothing-wise plus the binoculars-wise. We'll get in a little bit more in depth in some gear in a different video. But yeah, guys, this is my clothing setup. Take 3 pairs of pants, take 3 hunting shirts, take a pair of comfy clothes. And like I said, I travel with most of that on me. I'll put a pair of shorts in my carry-on, and then that way, like I said, I get there, don't have any bags, can take all my other stuff off, put the clean pair of pants, shorts on and a t-shirt, wash my hunting gear, and be able to go out the next day hunting or even that afternoon. It's really key to keep that in mind, that stuff could get lost. It's not going to Africa's fault. It's the travel fault. It's going to anywhere. Bags get lost flying from Salt Lake to Los Angeles. Things happen all the time. It's not just a thing about hunting in Africa or international. Things happen. Be prepared for it. So that's my short video of what I pack when I'm going to Africa, kind of showing you guys the breakdown of how I do it. And so what I'll do is in another video I'll dive in and show you more of extra things I take into my carry-on. I'll do a carry-on only video, and then I'll do a camera equipment video as far as just kind of a starter thing. The camera that I'm shooting on right now is a Canon M50, and this thing would be phenomenal for the first time person to take to Africa for hero shots and landscape stuff. It would not do that great for wildlife, but I can give you guys another video later on about this camera and the option I'd say to take to kind of have the step up and go take photos of the trophy shots, the scenery, and of wildlife while you're on trips. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the next one, and let's get you guys to Africa.